Yo, 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 welcome in everyone. Here we have it, finally, the 100 subscriber special. Just a quick little thank you. We're going to be doing some tier lists. I hope that is exciting and fun. Some people have been curious on my thoughts, and I wanted to share my thoughts because I'm sure I will disagree with what you think, and that always sparks some fun discussion. So I'm going to end up doing family, victims, and maps, the elusive map tier list. If that interests you, I hope you stick around and watch. I didn't exactly know what I wanted to do to celebrate 100 subs, but I think tier lists are always fun. They're always something that have interested me. So I figured, why the heck not? Let's do one. Okay, so here we go. Let's get underway with the family tier list. And I've got everyone all the way. I don't have Hands on there. We don't know really much about him, so I don't even have a feel for where he's going to be. Who do we start out with? Maybe Leatherface. I'm going to go ahead and say Leatherface, S tier. The big boy, the face of the franchise, the only character that can one-shot people, the one character that has like great map control, they have great map mobility. Leatherface, hard to not put him in S tier. I think he's in a good spot there. And we're gonna go ahead and follow it up with Cook, who I am also putting in S tier. I don't know if most people would agree with that or not. I could see some people maybe putting him in A tier, but personally for me, you almost got to have a Cook on nearly every map. That lockdown with the padlocks, especially if you have security pins, is just too much sometimes. It's really hard to deal with on occasion with victims, unless you have a Connie, who's the only character that can kind of nullify that, but even then she can only nullify one every 2 minutes or whatever. So I think Cook is deserving of the S tier spot. I will go ahead and, leave him there. I think he's safe to be behind Bubba as well. He's got the hearing ability. You got to have Cook. Hitch, we're going to do next. I want to put him in S tier. Or do we want to put him in A tier? Let's put him in A tier for now. I think Hitch is pretty good. Obviously, he's got a lot of different ways you can play him. You can play him as a chase build. You can play him as a high damage build. You can do him as a blood build. Hitch has a lot of, variety in that sense, so that, if depending on how you want to have your tier list, you could, if it's something like that, you could say, hey, yeah, he deserves S tier because he can do so much and he's good at everything. But I think in general, you're kind of locked into one of those builds. So for that, I'm going to put him in A tier. Obviously, of these three, he's the only one that can go through gaps. So that's huge. You have to take that into consideration, with the gap crawling and, stuff like that. But when it comes to his main ability, which is the traps, while they are extremely powerful, especially with Venom and the extra damage and the drip damage, they can be disabled. So that's one thing where, it doesn't take much to disable it. You've got Bomb Squad, you've got Bone Shards. That I think is enough to maybe drop him down to A tier. Next, we've got Johnny, and oh boy, I'm doing this kind of gut feeling. I didn't really plan out where I want all these people. I think for Johnny, I think I'm gonna put him in C tier. I know that feels really low. B tier. We're going Johnny B tier, and mainly that's because he his ability sucks. We all know that. Let's be honest, it's terrible. It's probably the worst ability in the game. But at the same side of things, Johnny can kill a Connie in 4 hits. He can kill a Sunny in 4 hits. He's high damage. He's quick with Scout. I think you have to acknowledge that, and he is a threat whenever you see him, really pretty much anywhere, especially in the open, without an escape plan. You don't want to be caught with Johnny, and because of that, I think he's safe to be in B tier. Eventually when they fix him, they're looking at the his swing and all of that, his movement. That patch could come in a couple days and maybe this changes. I guess we'll see, but for now we'll keep him in B tier. We got Sissy next, and Sissy I'm gonna put in C tier. I don't know how many people feel about that, but I do think Sissy's probably the weakest family member at the current state. I know some people would say that Nancy is probably the weakest, but personally, I think Sissy's going to be down there at the bottom for now. Without Scout, man, she is slow. She doesn't have the wireframe that Hitch does, so like looping her is tough. You've got her poison, but then you have to take time to refill it. I don't know, Sissy, there's different ways you can play her, and she is fun to play for some people. I enjoy playing Sissy. I enjoy pretty much every family member, but in terms of power, I think she's the weakest. And that's going to take us to Nancy, and I'm going to put Nancy right above her here in B tier. I think Nancy, you know, also maybe not super fun to play. She's kind of a bit like Cook, where she's pretty locked down. You've got the barbed wires, which, you know, are great for map control, and they are very, very strong when a victim gets caught in one. But they take so long to set up, so long to reset, so long to undo and move, that if you don't, you know, get them where you want them, then it's tough. That's, you know, that said, maybe that is worth it, and it should be like that. I'd like to see that time shortened, but that's just me. She also has her all-seeing eye, which is crazy strong if you're playing with a squad. Not really great with solo queue. You know, if you're talking squads, maybe you could bump her up a little bit. But for now, I think this is a good spot for Nancy. Moving on to victims. Look at that, we're going quick. So victims, oh boy. I think, do we go in order? Yeah, let's go ahead and go in order. Anna. I might shuffle this. For now, I think I'm going to put Anna S tier. I think that's a good spot for her. You know, she's I guess she's the final girl here. She's very, very strong. You know, you can build Anna a couple ways. She got high toughness. She's got that high proficiency. I don't think, I mean, even her strength isn't that bad. She's kind of the best, like, all-around character. Not great with some regards, but you know, the ability, she can take some hits. I mean, Anna's got survivability like no other, and I think you have to consider that when you're talking about a game where the goal is to not die. So I think Anna deserves to be up there for now. Connie, I'm gonna put an A tier. Kind of a glass cannon, very, very strong ability, popping those locks instantly. You know, she's also pretty weak unless you put some toughness into her and, you know, do it that way. I personally prefer to run a proficiency Connie, just because, you know, if you can avoid killers and play a little stealthy, then bam, you're flying through stuff. And with certain perks, you know, you keep your lock picks, you can fly through some doors in no time. So I think she's still very strong. Next we have Julie, who was my I would say my main when the game came out. No one was playing her, and I don't know, she seemed fun. So we were rocking Julie for a long time, but recently I've played her a little bit less. But as far as she goes, I think we're gonna put Julie in C tier. You know, she's got, I think, the highest stealth of anyone. I might be wrong on that, but the highest stealth of any victim. Naturally, and she also has pretty good proficiency as well. So if you build into those, you can be pretty nice. Not that stealth is a ton, but early on, you know, I think some people thought stealth was pretty good, and now it's interesting to see how the meta has changed. But Julie's ability, again, it's okay. It was nice early on with how strong like Johnny's and Cook's were. They've now changed the way Cook and Johnny work so that, you know, they're a little bit weaker in that regard of tracking, but so I think with that, you kind of have to acknowledge that Julie's ability, you know, to avoid that maybe is decreased in value as well. But, you know, that's not to count out the fact that she can really sprint for a very long time, especially with I think it's her top right ability in the ability tree. I mean, she can sprint for like 20 seconds or something crazy if you build her out correctly. It's you know, take that for what it is. It is pretty nice. Slap slippery on her. She's running away quick, and I've seen a lot of people running some fighter Julie builds recently, which is, I've not tried it out, but it seems kind of fun. So maybe we'll check that out. Next, we've got the old Leland, and I think we're gonna put him in B tier, honestly. I'd say a little bit ago, before the empowered nerf, maybe he was here, maybe even here. I think with that, he's down a bit. I still do think Leland is a really fun character to play. The barge is just so fantastic, gets you out of some sticky situations, and it's just fun. It's kind of, you know, it's goofy. You control with it a little bit. He's very strong, good character, gets off that gen quick, and you can even have a nice proficiency Leland, which is always fun to run too. Kind of a nice do-it-all. So yeah, that's where we're gonna put Leland. Next we have Sunny, and I think we have to put him down here in D tier. You could maybe put him here, but I don't know. Sunny, my man needs some love, as we've been saying for how long has the game been out? Like 9 months or so. We got to get Sunny some love. I did talk about that a little bit in my last video with this upcoming perk rework, which maybe my video is going to be completely wrong. People were commenting saying, you know, this was pointless information. I thought I made it pretty clear it was predictions, but whatever. So Sunny, you know, he needs some of that. Maybe all we get in this upcoming perk change is just some Sunny buffs, and maybe get his perk pool, get some better perks. But for now, I think he's down there. You know, he's great if you want to know information, but in terms of, you know, survivability, he's like Connie, but without the good abilities. So I think we're keeping Sunny down there. Danny, I think he's going S tier, and I'm actually going to swap him with Ana. I think you have to acknowledge Tamper is the strongest ability in the game, hence why he is often banned from tournaments. They just finished up the King of the Mill tournament a couple days ago, and Danny was banned for a reason. So I think it's safe to say that, yeah, he probably can stay in this spot. You know, you could argue maybe Ana's better, but given how powerful Danny is, tampering a valve, a fuse box, you don't really tamper batteries or gens, but even then, if you tamper those, it's pretty strong too. We'll keep him there, and he's got really high survivability. I'm pretty sure you can get a 50 toughness, 50 proficiency build with Danny. I think you need either highly skilled or whatever the toughness perk is, and you can do that. But I mean, it's crazy for him how strong he is. And last but not least, our newest victim, Virginia. Boy, this one's tough. I don't know exactly where I want to put her, but I think I'm going to put her here, a little bit behind Connie. Virginia's nice. She's got the fast hands. Also, Danny, fast hands too. Very strong. Virginia's got the fast hands. You got her powder, which is great. You can do so much with the powders. You want to get rid of the family blood, boom. You want to get rid of the family stamina, boom. You want to heal your teammates, boom. I mean, that obviously you can only do one of those at a time, but it's very, very strong, the boon ability. So I think we have to put her there, and you can build her out pretty nicely as well, where you can have some nice proficiency, some toughness, some endurance, whatever you want to do. So yeah, I think we'll keep Virginia there, and that's gonna be our victim tier list. Finally, maps. I feel like this one might be the most controversial of all the three tier lists, honestly. But for this one, we've talked about this a lot in my stream, actually, just because it seems like people have really differing opinions. And it kind of depends how you're looking at it, too. So I'm going to look at the maps probably from just a general perspective. You know, I do play a lot of family. I do play a lot of victim. And I also consider some balance, I'd say, for these maps. But I think that's how we're gonna play it. You know, we could do it each side, but in general, let's do it that way. So S tier, I'm going gas station. Man, I love gas station. It's such a nice balanced map. It's fun for family. It's fun for victim. It's just a nice, happy, I'd say, well balanced map. That's all I've got to it. I think that goes for the night and the day version. You know, obviously the nighttime is typically going to go into the favor of the victims versus the family, but again, it doesn't matter. Gas station's so nice. We'll go back to Slaughter here. Not a big Slaughter fan. You know, maybe that valve being in the basement early was set off some flashbacks, but I don't know, maybe C tier. I'm gonna put it there. I'm not a big Slaughterhouse guy. It was also one of those maps that, like, I feel like I played it so much when the game first came out. compared to like Family House and Gas Station, it was Slaughterhouse like every game, and I was just so tired of it. So maybe I got some fatigue there for that, but you know, it's strong for Victims. It also can be very strong for Family. It does kind of go both ways in terms of balance, but I would say with the basement especially favors Victims, and it can be frustrating. And then you've got this lovely blue crate here, which we all know and probably hate unless you are a solo Victim main. But yeah, that's my reasoning for that. And Family House, oh boy, I think I'm going A tier. For now. I know some people really don't like Family House, but it's one where I was a little iffy on it to begin with, but man, it's grown on me. I like it for Family. I like it for Victim. It's definitely a hard map at times, especially for Victim, but I do like that challenge. You know, are you going to rush window? Or are you going to make a group effort to sneak upstairs, get the fuse off? Are you going to go for the front left door and get out? You know, you got options on this map, which I think is pretty cool. And it's so close knit. Even the basement is close knit. You gotta be careful if you're a Victim, but even on the same side, if you're a Family and you don't have the OG3 and you don't have a nice plan in place, I mean, those Victims, they're up and out quick, and as soon as you open up one layer on this map, it's hard for Family. So I think that's a good spot. I enjoy it. Moving on, Nancy's house. At one point I might have put it down here, maybe here, but I think I'm actually bumping it up to, where do I want to put it? I think we put it in A tier. Do I like it more? I think I do. How do I do that? There we go. We're gonna put Nancy's house right here at the top of A tier, in my personal opinion. I wasn't a big fan on it when the game came out. It has started to grow on me. For both Victim and Family side, I do enjoy the map. And especially with the new night release, man, this map is so nice. It's beautiful. That thunder, that lightning is top tier. So I think we're gonna keep it there. I like it. It can be a hard map at times, don't get me wrong. You know, there's some bad fuse box spawns. There's some great spawns for the escapes for Family. They can play lockdown with like a hitch and a cook. It's a hard map at times, but I think it's fun. Last but not least, the mill. Man, this might be slightly controversial. I think I'm gonna put it here in B tier, and that's gonna be leaving Slaughterhouse at the bottom. I know some people might not like that. Some people might hate the mill, think it should go down in F tier even, but I'm keeping it there. I actually don't hate the mill. It's a beautiful map. I was so happy to see it when it came out. It just looks phenomenal. The generator escape, when you get out of there, man, so beautiful. You got the Leatherface dance there at the end of the game. It's a cool map. The atmosphere is fantastic. The ghost town, I wish there was a little bit more to do with the ghost town, but even that's cool. You got the river bank. It's just a really, really neat map. So I'm gonna put it there. It's a hard map too. Sometimes for Family, you kind of need a Leatherface. You kind of need some lockdown Family members. But you know, if you're playing well, I think Mill is a tough map for Family. Which, you know, at the end of the day, maybe not all these maps are tough for Fam. So it's fun challenge in that regard. And Victim, you know, it can be tough for Victim too, but I think it's neat. That fuse box escape sometimes is tricky on the mill, but at the end of the day, you know, if you got a Danny, you're probably going for the Valve. We all know that. If you got anyone else, you're probably sneaking out one of the two sides. So, yep, I think that's where we're going to leave it. And that's our final tier list for the day. Happy 100 subs. Thank you all so much for the recent support. It really does mean a lot. I appreciate you all so much. If you made it this far and you're not subscribed, go ahead and do it. Why not? You don't have anything to lose. It's free. If you enjoyed this and liked the video, please leave a like. I would appreciate it. And what do you think? Well, let me know your thoughts. Do you agree with me? Do you think this is a good map tier list? What about your Victim and Fam? I feel like most people maybe would agree pretty well probably with the Victims. Family, maybe not. I know I've seen some people with Nancy at the bottom, and I've also seen some people with not Leatherface at the top. So let me know what you think. I'd love to hear down in the comments. I do read and try and reply to every single comment. So Yeah, it means a lot. Thank you for the support along the way, guys, and I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day.